Hello, welcome to Monday Night Live 19 we're up to, we're almost into the 20s.
Yep.
Craig's here from Aussie Metal Detecting.
Evening, folks.
We always love having Craig here.
Good to be
He's
here.
a wealth of knowledge about what I don't know, but
Lots of things. Still learning.
still learning, absolutely.
Always good to learn.
We've had lots of questions through the weeks about the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games, what's going on down the Gold Coast there, so we'll do a bit of that, and it might be a bit interesting for some of the people across that aren't in Queensland or
Absolutely. Yeah.
aren't in Australia, sort of thing. And tonight we're giving away an Ace 200.
Another one.
So we're giving this away. We'll do the randomiser.
Yep, the old randomiser.
At the end of the at 8:30, so in an hour's time exactly. We'll do the draw. We'll pick out. Now to win it, you have to share the live stream while the live stream's going. So feel free to share that one.
Share away.
For those that don't know, I'm Ben from Gold Diggers, and this is Craig. Craig runs the world's best Facebook page. It is.
That's a big thing to say. Thanks, mate. Awesome.
Well, you wouldn't want to undersell yourself, would you? So, yes, so we've got a lot of people here tonight, Craig. We've got, I noticed there's a couple of clubs on here tonight. I hope you're enjoying it. So, CQ, I think the new club at CQ Detectors Club. I think that's a new club up there. Well done, guys, for getting that up and going. So if you're in Central Queensland, get on to some of those guys up there from the Central Queensland Detectors Club. They're looking for members, so get on with that.
You can share that on Aussie.
Yeah.
Or promote that. It's good to see.
Yeah, it's great to see that sort of thing. People joining up and getting...
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Greg's here. Greg's birthday today. So happy birthday, Greg.
Good on you, Greg.
So...
I hope you're not doing anything, just sitting back and having a beer and taking it easy.
Yeah. Now we've got another Greg here sitting in front of the TV with his family. He was doing the countdown. So yeah.
Good.
So here we are.
All right.
So tonight we've got a stack of questions here. I struggle to cover everyone's questions. My apologies. It's got a little bit bigger. I'm looking at methods for answering everyone's questions.
Yeah.
But
refine the system, kind of thing.
Refining the system. Last week I was about 2,500 comments behind.
Yep.
Now I'm about 3,500 comments behind. So I'm not gaining on this. So yes. And so what did you do for Easter, Craig?
Easter. Well,
Easter.
I did a little bit of detecting, obviously. Found some nice things. Lots of cruddy coins. So obviously the beach has been absolutely flogged. Yeah, the beaches
they've got some big cuts come into them. What I might do is I might just load a picture of a cut up here, just for so people get an idea of what we're talking about.
Yeah. Is that the Gold Coast cut?
Yeah, this is the big cut at the Gold Coast.
Huge, massive cut.
If I can find it, it's in that section there, I believe. So, but just to give you an idea of what we're talking about when we talk about cuts, because what happens is that, what's going on with that picture? I'm glad everyone can't see this because I've just loaded the picture up and it's a bit skewy.
Skewy.
Yeah. So, Craig, do you want to explain what a cut is?
A cut.
And we'll I'll get this picture loaded up here, and we can.
Okay, so obviously we're on the beach. What happens with the wild weather? It stirs everything up. You get a lot of strong tidal currents and tidal movement, which will drag a lot of sand off the beach and out to sea. So what it does is it actually drops the sand level from the existing sand level down considerably, especially if there's a large cyclone present.
That's it up there now.
Which it is off the coast, as Ben is saying, correct. So basically, as you can see these photos, can you see these photos behind us? There is one hell of a drop right there.
That's about 14 to 15 feet at the
14 to 15 feet.
At its tallest thing. Ridiculous.
That'd be the largest one that I've seen and you've seen?
Yeah, that one at Main Beach, that's actually one that's, it seems to be fairly common there. The sand builds up and drops away there pretty easily. So I have seen it not like that before. And then there's certain patches on the Gold Coast that have had some major cyclone activity. I remember Palm Beach as a kid, having big giant cuts, and us jumping off the edge of them and sliding down them, which is not a responsible thing to do, but in these days of health and safety,
absolutely.
It was a few years ago I was doing that. It wasn't too much health and safety issues back then.
The last time I saw a cut like that down the Gold Coast, folks, would probably be about 4 or 5 years ago. There was a large cut like that. So anyway, basically, once it does take a lot of that sand out, it drops the level and exposes a lot of the old coins and a lot of rings, jewellery.
Yeah, it drops the heavies.
Etc, etc. It drops the heavies. It's a good way of looking at it.
Yep. So there's a lot of that happening all the way along the beaches at the moment.
Absolutely,
North, up north, Sunshine Coast, all the way through.
So right the way through.
There's a lot of beaches being cut like that at the moment.
So you know, get out and give it a try. And
the beaches it's a great time to detect the beaches at the moment.
Take it low and slow.
Yeah.
Low and slow.
And get in before the tractors.
Hey, before the tractors.
Before
the tractors.
Yeah. So the tractors on the Gold Coast there's a number of big John Deeres that run up and down the beach at the Gold Coast, and they're normally starting about 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that. So you probably want to be before that or that evening or. So
have you actually seen the device that they drag behind the tractor?
Yeah.
It is amazing. It's like a series of claws. I don't know whether anyone has actually seen them, but they actually go deep down into the sand and drag through. They kind of sieve the sand.
Yeah.
You know, they get everything.
They're a horrible thing.
Scourge of the metal detector.
For metal detectors, they're the ordinary. So
absolutely.
Yes. So that's. Now, a lot of people have been asking me what's been happening on the Gold Coast with the beaches. Not a lot, to be fair. There hasn't been a huge number of people down the Gold Coast to start with. Everyone listens to the radio, probably heard what's going on. Everyone hates it down there. And it's pretty hard to actually get on there at the moment.
It is.
Because there's a lot of events going on. Like, even though there's no real events like for instance, Broad Beach, around Currawa Surf Club, there's a big giant festival thing they've put up on the beach, parkland there, and so there's a lot of stuff going on. So, but there doesn't seem to be a lot going on the beach. So it'll be later in the games, I think, where that. The concentrations. People will get sick of the games, and the athletes will be finished. There'll be more people on the beach, and it'll be a better result for detecting, sort of thing.
Absolutely.
In saying that, because it's quiet, the detectors are having a bit of fun with these cuts, because the cuts are actually probably more fun than foreign coins half the time. So.
Absolutely.
So.
But I think when you look at it, that's really not going to stop anyone. They're still going down regularly, you know, early in the morning and giving it a shot. But it will. You get down to that level where you'll actually get a lot of that old jewellery. As you said before, you know, because a lot of the gold, because it's so heavy, and when you're looking at it like on a gold point of view, when you're in the gold fields, everything drops out. So you're going to get that really. And
what we were finding. Like that big cut down the Gold Coast, Warren pulled up a 2-cent coin, and I'm sure he picked up a penny that had looked like, the penny looked like it had been there for, 50 years. So that's cut starting to get down to the bottom of that, where the older stuff is.
We're getting that on the North Coast as well.
We're
starting to get the pre-decks come through. But the silvers suffer.
They
come out so green.
But
then you get the complete flip side of the coin where you'll get like a penny, and some of these pennies are highly polished. They've been there for so long.
The sand's rubbing on them and what have you. So, so.
Right,
so we've got, Chris is saying the best to go after the games, like later on, but...
I second that.
Geez, we've got a lot of CQ detectorists on tonight.
CQs.
They're everywhere.
Good to see you guys.
It's good to see you blokes on here.
Got a great group up there.
So Tyson here wants to know where Lassiter's Lost Reef is. I've actually had a question about that through the week. I'm gonna do a whole episode on Lassiter's Reef. It's one of my little pet things, so I know a little bit about it. And I've got a theory, and I've read every book, and every legend, and I mean, at heart, I'm a treasure hunter.
Yeah, well, like, I am too.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
But that was a good. We'll do a whole thing on that.
Yeah.
Laster's treasure. We've actually got a couple of big subjects lined up. I want to do Laster's. I want to also do Eureka Stockade, the flag thing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Warren apparently knows a hell of a lot about the Eureka Stockade, so we might even have a. We might even get him on to do that. Yeah,
that'd be good. Yeah.
So,
but like you said, you know, treasure hunting is not exactly. It's all confined down to metal detecting.
It can be
going out and beach camping on the beach with the kids, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you find some amazing stuff.
Oh, my little bloke, he's not quite. He can sort of drag a metal detector around, but he's very fascinated by the sticks he finds on the beach.
Sticks are fantastic.
And he thinks it's top quality, you know.
As long as they're not taking their little brothers.
It's like finding a big nugget to him, a good stick, you know. It's quality. So,
what's this?
Alfonso is sharing from the other end of the planet. Get in, fantastic. Alfonso. Thanks, Alfonso. Mate. Good.
Chris from Melbourne.
They're everywhere. Redcliffe. Michelle's
Michelle
here
from Redcliffe there. And
yep.
Hey guys, how are you?
Yep.
Welcome to the show.
Kareen is here from Perth. Okay. A few people been out. Peter's here, been out, just his first experience of beaches around Airlie.
Yep.
Great for learning what sounds it makes. And that's how a lot of people start.
Yep.
Get down on the beach.
Absolutely.
You know, it's good. I tend to do stacks and stacks of beach hunting in summer.
Yep.
Because I'm soft and don't want to get out in the heat. And then when it's too cold to go to the beach, I'm out in the bush chasing nuggets.
Yeah, so I hear you. That's the time to be out there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how I tend to do. That's my detecting. Beaches during the summer and go in the winter. So
I tend to do the World War II stuff. Generally in the winter time, because that's obviously into the bush and everything, wherever.
Yeah, it gets hot out there.
Oh yeah. Unbelievable. What have we got? Gippsland, Brooke from Gippsland.
So guys, say hello.
Now,
Leyburn's right in the thick of where I like to drag myself around. Yep. So tonight, we're giving away Ace 200. So at the end of this show, in about 45 minutes, we're going to draw this. It'll be drawn by our randomizer.
Yep.
It's a special machine that Warren dragged parts from the bush.
It's got crank and one and everything.
It's steam driven.
It's steam driven.
And it will pick a random person who shared this post, this live stream. So the only way to win this, you've got to share it, and we'll pick it out and it'll go out tomorrow.
A fantastic machine.
Yeah, good little starter machine.
Great starter machine.
Right, so.
Alrighty.
Let's get.
Tammy from the Gold Coast.
Let's see. Speaking of, speaking of winners, let's talk about winners. So we've got this guy here.
Fantastic. There we go.
This was last week's winner. This was, I keep forgetting Justin's name, but that's Justin with the Alpha.
Justin. He's a happy boy. Have a look at him.
Yeah, he is. He's stoked about that. And this is his first trip on the beach.
There you go.
So
fantastic. Look at that.
Yeah, there's his first trip on the beach. So probably a pretty typical. Yeah. Until you dial it in completely.
That's it.
You know. Yeah. So well done, mate. I'm glad you're using that.
That's awesome, mate.
I love your work with that. It's good to see these machines. Like we've been giving away a few of them, but it's good to see these machines actually being put to use and not stuck in the cupboard and all that sort of thing. So
seeing what they get.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's fantastic. So
all right, share that. Get it going.
So that's what you win. Yep. That's what happens when you share the live stream. You got to go into the chance to win a prize.
Yep. Yes, that's it. It's all about.
Yep. Right. So one other thing, I've been talking to one of our amazing listeners, Neil. Neil was heading up to the new general permissions up at Claremont.
Oh, yep.
Over Easter. They opened on, I think it was the Thursday before Easter.
Yep.
All right. So he went up there and he didn't do a lot of detecting, but he enjoyed being out there, of course.
Yep.
But he wrote me a message through the week. He said, we did find a lost detectorist and we returned him to his car. Really need to tell people to take equipment out with you. This bloke had no water, no radio, no GPS, and he had it all in his car.
Oh,
I don't understand why people are so stupid. That's
no water. I mean, that's just crazy.
Yeah. So, so Neil had a bit of fun out at Claremont there with the new GPAs.
Look at the SCS out looking for them.
Oh, I found a bloke in the bush previously, and he was probably only in a 15-acre paddock with roads all the way around it. Like if you had to walk in a straight line,
oh, that's all right.
Walk across it in 20 minutes.
I hear you.
So,
I've had some fellow people I've gone out with, I've had to go and drag them out of the bush and bring them home.
It happens though. Like I've been turned around. So
it's very easy to get lost out there and disorientated, especially if you're not drinking any water. I mean, you've got to have some water on you.
Yeah.
And I mean that's hot sun.
That's another
no-brainer.
That's another subject. A bit of navigation.
Yep.
We could do a night on navigation.
Navigation would be great.
Yeah.
Actually, I will say one thing. Just I don't want to harp on the water thing, but I just want to say one last thing. I have some old army gear. And I've got an old webbing belt. I've got two webbing belts.
Yep.
One's got a proper webbing outfit, and it's got canteens on it, and the other one is just a basic webbing belt. Now, Ben sells them down here at Upton, so you could come down and get them, and they've got canteens on them, and you're set. You can put little clip-on pouches on them for your fines gear and all sorts of stuff.
And even if you're not into the military gear, get yourself a hydro pack with carry 2 litres of water with you.
Absolutely, they're
Simple
cheap.
as that.
Yeah.
So
you sell them down here as well. There you go.
So we have all sorts of stuff. So right. So let's just talk about this little thing. As we finished last week, this was released. This is the new Garrett pinpointer. Now, it wasn't supposed to be released. Just put your arm down, Craig.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
So this was a new Garrett pinpointer. This wasn't supposed to be released last week.
Yep.
This was a mistake. So we don't know when it's due to be released, but wireless pinpointer. So what all it's doing is talking to your headphones on your AT Max, for instance. So phenomenal little bit of technology there, and I think it'll be. I think it'll certainly for the guys with the Garrett's, the AT Maxes, and I think that any machine that comes out in the future from Garrett will have Z-Link wireless headphones.
Yeah.
So I think that is going to be a fantastic thing over a long period of time.
That's going to be a goal, sure.
Whether there's any upgrades to the current, like I don't think they would just plug Z-Link into it. I think they would probably improve the range of it, or there'd be a whole stack of improvements to it. So, so yeah, that's
great. I haven't seen it. That's good.
Yeah. So that only just came out through the week, and well, actually, last week as I finished the show, a thing popped up from the guys in the States. It was like, what's this? I didn't know about this. So
that's all right. You're not alone. I've talked to the Mine Lab guys, and they're kind of kept in the dark a bit themselves.
Oh yeah,
their gear as well.
Yeah. So. Well, I don't think that was supposed to be released. Like that was someone said something, and a picture came out, and it was on Facebook, and boom, it's done. It's released. You know. So I think that was a bit of a mistake, to be honest with you. So. Here's a good question for you. Steve asked, what are your tips on detecting old farm buildings, ruins, and getting info and permission to detect them? That's a big question, Steve.
That's a lot.
Yep.
That's a lot right there.
So how would you go about detecting, let's say you got permission,
yep,
old farm buildings, how would you approach that? Would you look for...
You'd probably start with maybe getting permission first. So you have to actually get permission to be able to get on there. So there's probably a couple of ways, and I'll make it really quick. Is that you can, sometimes really hard to get onto the properties because of the distance from the road. So it's always worth leaving a letter, permission letter in there and waiting, or you can actually brave it and go onto the property. I've done that quite a number of times and had great success.
Yep.
And just knock on the door and ask, and be upfront and honest, and they'll let you on. A lot of country people are pretty good.
Yep. In highly trafficked areas like Warwick, for instance, for gold, right? It's because it's more sheep station stuff, right? You find it's a lot harder to get on places.
I understand.
You can't. You'll struggle to knock on doors. You'll get a lot of no's, that sort of thing. And I quite often find that I've had really, really good success with going to the pub. Just going out there for a week, going to the pub.
Why not?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, right? Sitting at the bar, having a chat to people. And I tell you, by Monday or Tuesday, got a couple of contacts, and you know, all of a sudden, you're going to be talking to people, and it's got to be a country bar, you know, and you got to buy a few beers and what have you. But what'll happen is someone will talk to someone, and someone will know someone, and they'll make a phone call for you, and they say, "Oh, there's a bloke here. He's a decent bloke. You know, let him on." And that's how I've got onto good private gold places in the past.
Same. Absolutely.
And you know, I'm not adverse to having a beer. So.
Oh well, I can hear you. I can feel for you there, mate. Nothing wrong with that.
So then the question is, how do you? So when you look at old farm buildings, you've got an old shed here, right? It looks like the ground's been cleared. It's not near the current homestead. How do you look at that and read that ground?
Well, if it's an old farm building, generally you'll have a lot of fence posts still left over, right? Not always, but generally you will, and you can generally tell where your fence line is, where the backyard was, and most importantly, you're looking for where the old clothesline was. Because that is where you should be looking at to start with. You're going to get a lot of old shillings and old coins dropped out of their clothes during the old days. And then work your way around, just methodically work your way around the house or stumps, or
and if the house has been knocked over or burnt or anything like that, you'll find a patch of nails. Right?
Definitely.
And the patch of nails is the house. If there's nothing there, patch of nails, house, or a building of some description. Because don't forget they're all weatherboard.
That's right.
So patch of nails and start working around the edges of the nails.
I grid. I'll find that area, and then I'll just segment it out and grid that until I find the old ground.
So that's probably the pick of them. Or ask the cocky where the house was.
That helps. Saves a lot of time.
Yes. So David said bushranger finds.
Bushranger finds.
See, we've got.
It's kind of hard up in Queensland, isn't it?
So in Queensland, there's not a stack of bushrangers.
No.
But that's another show we're going to do, is the bushrangers. Because there's some fantastic stories about that. And there's some apparently missing treasures and stashes of bushranger gold. So here we are, treasure hunting again.
What was that one down in Tamworth now? What's his name?
Oh,
Captain.
Was it Starlight?
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt,
Captain Thunderbolt. Lost treasures.
Like seriously, you could spend your life treasure hunting just in Australia. Australia's not that old, but
mate, there's so much out there, especially over the border in New South Wales.
I mean, you can't touch them, but I got a map sent to me the other day, like an old map, like from the 80s, not old, but it was of all of the known shipwrecks on the WA coast.
Oh,
there is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, and they're all old. And they're all, you can't touch them, of course, but
you've got Portuguese, you've got Spanish, you know, you
it's
name
stupid.
it. They used to come across from the other side and then head up the Western Australian coast, right? So they could replenish all their gear. And mate, it is just like they pulled out a 400-year-old Portuguese deck gun from up past Broome out of the sand. Mate, it is just incredible over there. We've got family over there. We're going to head over. Got to get over there.
Oh, it's amazing,
What have
amazing
we got
stuff.
there? Big find of pre-decimal coins found on Toowoomba Range crossing. Boy, Daniel.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Daniel, I'm not sure exactly where the second range. I suppose you're talking about the second range crossing. I'm not exactly sure where that is, but as you go up the range crossing there now, about halfway up, there's a flat spot there, and in there is the Depressionera old Swaggies camp. So they wouldn't let them in town.
Yep.
So halfway down the range, there was a Swaggies camp in there. I did a lot of work as a kid clearing the scrub out of there, and it was amazing the stuff that was just sitting on top of the surface. We weren't allowed to touch any of it, but the stuff that was sitting on the surface was just, there was coins and cans and all sorts of, you know.
Awesome.
So I would suspect that, I know it's further north, the second range crossing, but I would suspect that, you know, that could be one of those old camps, particularly Depressionera camps. But I'd like some more information on that.
That'd be good.
If you get a chance, if it was in the paper or something, just shoot us shoot us a message. Chris asked, what's the Victorian laws on prospecting on the beach? You're not prospecting on the beach.
Not prospecting.
So you don't need a prospecting permit or a miner's right or anything like that.
No.
You're beach combing. Pete's got a good point here. For remote properties, takes a box of fresh groceries. So Pete, you bribe them with fresh tucker, eh?
Absolutely, mate.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So.
That'd be good because they've pretty much got all the homebrew going out there, haven't they? So you can't walk up with a box of piss and do it. So that'd be the go. What's this? My uncle in New South Wales had a cave on his property in the mountains. Thunderbolt used to camp in.
Oh, there you go, Alison. I knew Thunderbolt was down that way somewhere.
Wow.
So, Alison, why haven't you got a detector?
Oh,
you need to ring me and talk to me, and I'll send you a detector, and you can go and.
This guy will set you up. Contact him. He'll give you a deal.
Get you out there and looking for it, sort of thing. So,
what's this? I live in Caboolture, Brett. When you go gold hunting, do you need a license? Yes, prospector's license, and you don't have one to find gold.
You're getting a strife.
You get stung pretty
bad. And they can take. So.
You
need it. It's $50. So they'll take, legally, they can go and confiscate, and I've heard of people having their detectors confiscated, their card confiscated, every single thing they've got on them confiscated and dropped into town.
Absolutely.
So for $50, don't bother. So.
Another thing too, just want to add to, on Aussie Metal Detecting, if you go into the files section, we have a whole thing on gold licenses. We've got links. We've got information right around Australia on what you need for each state. So if you go in there, all the information's there.
Yep.
Or you can just look online, Google it. But we've got a full file section there full of goodies.
There's a lot of good stuff in there.
Tassie is $35. Per year. That's right. Thanks, Dominic.
You do need a license on your own property. You need a license to any fossicking. So, yes. So,
what's the best book for gold hunters to buy for beginners? Would be.
Don't buy a book. Talk to locals. There's so many books out there. Golden Ghosts is the old favourite. Depends on the area. Golden Ghost can be expensive, but
$350 a copy if you can get hold of a good one.
No. The last one I bought was $1,200.
Are they going up that much?
They're ridiculous. A hardcover Golden Ghost. Southern Queensland, I saw sold the other day for $1,200. Yes. So right. So we've got some questions here. Darren, hiring detectors. There's someone in each state that normally hires detectors. There's people in Kalgoorlie, Prospectors Patch in Kalgoorlie, Perth. They're also in Perth. We do. yeah, there's people down south, Bendigo, Ballarat, down that way, they all hire them. So just have a ring around the stacks of people. I don't know what area you're in, Darren. So
Justin does it too, I believe, isn't he?
I don't.
I think
Don't know.
he does.
Yeah, don't know.
Lost Treasures.
Henny asked a good question. This is a couple of weeks ago, actually. During a trip to Cape York, one beach I visit has a lot of washed up items on there. Would there be any coins, jewellery, etc. washed up there worth detecting?
Oh, it's always worth a go.
Yeah. Normally you don't get things washed up, your heavies. The heavy stuff doesn't get washed up normally. Normally it has to be dropped there and then washed down.
Yep.
But yeah, it's certainly worth a go to have a crack there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially if the cyclone's coming through.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is there's not. If you're looking for value, like there'd be could be quite a lot of interesting stuff in washed up, but not necessarily the valuable. Like if you're looking for coins and jewellery and that sort of, that doesn't get washed up. So
I remember there was one time a while ago actually, this is probably going back 12 months or more, someone found gold silver that way.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have got washed.
Very deep. Wouldn't have got washed up. No.
So,
definitely dropped.
Yeah. So, guys, just in case you don't know who we are, I'm Ben from Gold Diggers. It's Craig from Aussie Metal Detecting, and tonight we're giving away a Ace 200. So all you need to do is share this post before the end of it. We're going to draw it in about half an hour or so, and I'll send this out tomorrow.
Yep. Fantastic.
So yes. So share away. You've only got half hour left to do that. So
I'll get this coin thing going.
Yes. So Craig's going to show us a few bits and pieces here on. He's bought his little setup on how he cleans his silvers up. So we've got that little kit there. So I'll let you talk us through it, mate.
All right, so what we got basically is I do a lot of coin hunting. I love coin hunting, and we find these old silvers. So you've got basically florins, old florins like that. I don't know, you can see it with the shine. There you go, that's a bit better. And you can see around the edge here, you see that greying. This is what happens. You get this grey start to come on, and this is almost like a leaching from the soil into the silver. So we want to try and get rid of that. A lot of people will not clean their coins up, and they'll leave them more a la natural like that, because a lot of people believe that doing that will devalue the coin. Now these coins, I love looking at these coins, and I like bringing them up like this. It's almost new. And what we do use is I use the, I'm trying to get it back in here again, there we go. So I'll use the electrolysis setup here to clean it, and some bicarb soda over here, which is a white powder most people know about. You can buy that over the shelf. So what we do, all right, to clean a coin up, silver coin up, to bring it up to that, we'll put it in this little setup we have here. So basically it's just normal water with an added bit of salt to it type of thing, and we'll hook it up here. So we've got obviously we've got the positive and the negative. So you're going to hook up your negative to the coin. So that is actually a silver florin there. So you hook that up, pop him in there, and now this is the other thing. So you'll have your cathode. So what I've got here, I've actually got a bit of carbon coming, a carbon rod. You should use on your positive a carbon rod, because a lot of people use stainless steel in the water, and what happens is it actually creates a poisonous gas over the process.
So nothing to worry about too much.
It's nothing to worry about. It's like, you know, you're only poisoning yourself. So, and a lot of people don't, you know what I mean? So a lot of people don't realise this, Ben.
So I'm getting people in trouble with health and safety issues on cuts on the beach. You're poisoning people with poisonous gas.
People.
We're on fire tonight.
All right, so listen, a lot of people don't realise this. They go in there, they're rather ignorant about it. They go in there and they just think, okay, well, I'll use a spoon or something, and they whack it in there, and it gets all dirty and black, and it creates this horrible noxious gas. So you don't want to do that, obviously. You don't want to be, and you want to be able to do this process in a well-ventilated area. So out in your shed.
If it's poisonous gas, I reckon.
Well, the thing about it is, I'm getting to, with the actual cathode, the carbon stick or the carbon rod does not create a poisonous gas, okay? It will not create it. It is rather neutral, and it's a safe way of doing it. What I'm showing you here at the moment is I've just got this old wrench here kind of hooked up.
Bit of stainless.
All right, yeah. This is not stainless actually, this is iron.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not actually using stainless steel. Don't use stainless steel because it will kill you eventually.
So you don't use that?
I don't use that, okay? No, I'm not telling people to do that. Please do not do that. Do not use that. So if you can get a bit of carbon, all right, now what carbon brushes you can get with like old washing machines and that, you'll find them, they're rather cheap. You can buy them on eBay for $1 something or other. So you get some carbon brushes from a washing machine or something like that and hook the positive up to it. Okay?
In the water?
Yes. Now, make sure it's set up like that, and for God's sake, don't leave it in too long. So and hook this up. So what I use here, right, this is another thing which I'll tell you. This is an old battery charger which we've used from a phone. Okay, so you can get those, they're quite readily available.
So what's that output?
This here, and I haven't got my glasses actually.
Yeah, let me have a look. I have.
Find that?
Yeah. What's that say? That's 0.7.
Very low.
5 volts, 0.7.
Very low, 0.7. It's a trickle feed, as you'd expect, right?
Yeah.
So it's not putting out too much. It's not going to cook the coin.
Yeah.
But I would say about 4 to 6 hours, right?
Yep.
Just keep an eye on your coin. It varies too, because you might have this one here, which is a 1942. So anything below 1946, right, is 92% silver, and that's going to take the least time to be able to run through the process. The one I've got in there is after 1946, which means it's 50% silver. It's going to take a lot longer to go through the process, right? You might have to give it 2 or 3 shots at 4 hours intervals. So once basically you get it out of the machine, all right, you get a little bit of powder on your hand here. No sniffing this either, all right? So you put a little bit of water in there, and what we're going to do now is we're going to make a little bit of a paste. Okay?
We're on fire tonight. No,
right.
No sniffing the baking.
No sniffing it.
The baking
all
powder.
Right. For those who think they're going to have a bit of a quick high on this stuff. All right, and then you get your coin here.
That could be next week's show.
That's next week's show.
Do you want to come on sniff baking?
We'll do baking soda sniffing next week.
Yeah.
All right, stay tuned, folks.
When he says we, he actually means him, not me.
So what we do, right, so we wet it up and we create a little bit of a paste in your hand there, as you've seen, okay? And you get your coin. All right, so I've kind of fast-tracked the process here, so it's been through the electrolysis, and what electrolysis does is it actually strips away that coating, any coating that is on your coin. It is going to loosen it up and make it easier to clean up. Now you can see the baking soda is actually going to work on the coin, and it's actually shining it up. You can see it's a hell of a lot shinier than what it was. So if we had to put this coin through electrolysis, here we go, put a bit more in there. It would have stripped away a lot of that stuff. So I'm going to make that little paste up, like that in your hand. I can use a toothbrush, but I'm not. I'm just going to use my fingers tonight. All right, and you give it a bit of a rub up.
Alison's concerned we're going to be turned into drug lords next week.
Yeah, we're going to be drug lords, sorry.
Yeah. I don't think there's too much worry about that, Alison, to be fair.
I don't think you get too much of a high off the old baking soda.
Yeah.
And I use the Mackenzie's brand. That's what I found is the best. So anyway, so we polish them up. Keep at it. Keep working at it. Now, like I said before, if I had to put this through that process, this coin, you see that? Hold on, we'll give it a bit of a rub up. And I didn't swap that coin, it's still the same coin. But as you can see right there, look.
It's pretty shiny.
It's shining up. most of that muck's coming off there.
Yeah. So question, what about a 9-volt battery?
9-volt battery, right. You can use batteries, right? You can use a 9-volt battery and hook it up. You can just get the, obviously you're not going to be using that. That's just a different process, but you can use a 9-volt battery, and the 9-volt battery will actually be a little bit slower. So you might need a bit more time in the process.
Yeah, okay.
But talking about batteries, right, you can actually use a car battery. No
Is
problems.
that a crank it up?
You can crank it up there, right? But you've got to watch it with a car battery because it will cook it. So you only want to put it in for about no more than about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
With the car battery.
And that's a DC power supply, not an AC power supply.
That's right, where this is an AC.
That is AC.
This is an AC.
Right.
All right, so you've got to be very careful.
No, but it will output DC, won't it? That's outputting DC.
Yeah, it would do, but yeah, just for the sake of the argument, but yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go, and this is what you'll end up with your coin like this, basically. So that's a 6pence.
That's good.
Okay.
So I've got another question here.
And that's how your coins turn up.
Does it work on all sorts of coins?
It will work on silvers the best. Now I have tried this process with coppers, with pennies, and what it does, it actually cooks them and turns them pink. So you'll actually ruin them. Yep. So don't put any of your like your brass buttons, rising suns if you find them. Don't put any of your pennies in there as well, because it will cook them. It will ruin them, honestly, unless you want them pink.
Yeah. What about pencil rubber?
Pencil rubber.
A lot of people saying that's
pencil rubbers work. I've had some mates actually do it.
Yep.
I think we can finish that now, mate.
Yeah. Come on.
We'll come back in over.
Yeah.
There we go. Back in line. Great. But pencil rubbers, I've had a couple of mates who have tried that, and they haven't had a lot of help. They've a lot of success with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would try, if you're really serious about cleaning up your coins and getting them from obviously that stage where they're really grubby into something more polished for your collection, I'd try electrolysis.
Yeah.
It's just a super way to do it. Remember, you can get those carbon cathodes, or should I say the carbon brushes, for like a washing machine or one of those devices off eBay, very simply for $1. I think I picked up 2 the other day for $1.50 or something, including postage. And you hook that up. That's for your cathode.
Yeah. Lots of people talking about tumblers.
Tumblers, yes. Tumblers. A good friend of mine has got a tumbler. That is another fantastic way to clean up your coppers.
Does knock them about.
It does, but they do come up.
So does the baking powder to a degree.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want to do that on a high value coin.
Oh no. What the baking soda does is it's almost like it operates like Ajax.
Yeah.
So you're actually.
So it's a gritty, powdery, pasty stuff.
Yeah. So if you've got a really high quality collectible coin, for God's sake, don't do that, because you will actually put some fine scratches on there.
Yeah.
Right, and you'll ruin it.
Yeah.
So some of those coins, the high-end coins, you're better off, especially those collector coins that are worth a lot of money. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
But if you want something like this, for your collection, you just want to look at it and just have it for yourself. And these florins are only worth about $12. They're not worth a lot of money. So,
yeah.
Oh, wait on, I will say one thing. Just came to mind. If you do find an old pre-decimal silver, say a 6pence that's in perfect condition, that's a 1910. 1910 was the first run of our old currency.
Yeah.
Don't put it through. Don't rub it with the bicarb.
Well, you really need to know, with a lot of those coins, there's double stamps, there's all this sort of stuff. So with coins, and I've got a coin guy coming on at some stage, and he's going to run through a lot of that stuff with us, but you really need to know what you're doing, because you can bugger up a 1930 penny pretty quickly.
1930 penny.
1930 penny's the good one.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Rennick's books are really handy.
Yeah, they're the coin book. Yeah.
They're the coin books.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
So we're going to do a coin show with the coin expert. I've got to chase him up actually.
Yep.
Right, so,
Okay.
any further questions on any further questions on coins? Can you clean gold nuggets that way? Not that I know of.
No.
Acid, you need to use a stronger acid.
Yep. What kind of acid are we using?
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to look it up again.
Yep.
It's not nice.
It's not sulfuric.
No, it's not nice. The stuff that the commercial guys use is like you get a drop of it on you, you lose your finger. And, you know, it's really horrible stuff. You don't want that. You don't want that on you at all, sort of thing. So, yeah. So that's what we're going.
What type of? Johnny says electrolysis with bubbles. It produces hydrogen gas.
Yeah. I suppose anything probably knock you about if you breathe enough of it. So, right, so tonight's giveaway, Ace 200. You have approximately 15 minutes to share this.
Yep.
And we're going to draw it. We've got the randomizer running. It's idling in the background. So share this. Yeah, it's hydrofluoric, Brian says. That's what it is. No, hydrofluoric.
Hydrofluoric?
Yeah. It's nasty stuff.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
No. And you can't even buy it. No. So, but anyway, we're giving this away. So this goes out tomorrow to one lucky punter. All you need to do is share this post, share this live stream, and in 15 minutes we'll draw it out and someone will get that. So
there's a couple in there. Can I just jump in real quick? Mick, right? Is it possible to bring back badly toasted copper coins? No, we've tried it. We've tried tumbling. We've tried electrolysis. That once they're gone, mate, they're gone. Especially, you know, if they're Britannia coins, so they've got a lot of bronze in them, you may be able to bring them back to a point because they're a lot harder than the old copper coins, like the pennies, but no.
Yeah.
Daniel also brought up, Sleeth brought up, how do you clean Rising Suns? Well, there's a guy actually on my site called Rob Duff, and he uses a Dremel. And he's just put a post
up.
Polish
them, Chris Grant.
Yeah, he used a bit of car polish and a Dremel, so give that a go. With a polishing head.
Yeah.
They work well.
Yeah. All these things though will knock around a good coin.
Yeah, absolutely.
And devalue it. So you might have a coin that's worth $100 and be worth $5.
Yeah.
So just be careful with some of these coins. So So just just be really, really careful with what you do with stuff.
Yep.
Anything of any sort of value, you're best just to leave it alone.
Yep.
It's worth more in a rubbishy looking state than what it is.
Yep.
Half cleaned, you know, scratched.
As a lot of the people have been saying, devalue their coins. So they're coming out and they're showing their coins, and we're devaluing this week.
Yes, yes.
But it's only for like, you know, your private collections. But
exactly.
Exactly right.
I don't know. I've tried. I think Coca-Cola has changed a lot in the years, and I don't think it's anywhere near the acid that it once was.
Not like when we were kids.
No.
So we used to eat away the paintwork. Get it on the car.
So Coke doesn't work that way anymore. No. I've tried it on coins, it doesn't work. So, yes. Josh, heavily corroded coins, you're not much chance of, mate.
No.
Yes.
David said baking powder works same as toothpaste. Exactly, it does. You can use toothpaste.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, Brett says, got hats yet? No, I haven't, but I have got some badges. I'm going to send out a few badges tonight. So we're on the way. There was one supposed to go on the shirt tonight, but I didn't get the sewing needle out yet. So
great stuff.
John, yes. John asked a question here about are we going to do one on smelting gold? We are going to do one on smelting gold. I've had an offer for a guy to just smelt some gold for us.
Yep.
Live. Now, we have had some issues with technology in the past.
Yep.
We haven't ever had any molten metal on the show.
Could be interesting.
It could be one of those shows.
Could be a safety thing involved.
Yeah, there could be some sort of workplace health and safety issue. I am not.
We all get leather aprons.
I am not the workplace health and safety officer that night. Someone else's responsibility, because I will cock something up.
Not me.
Yes. So that's. Let me just do a couple of things here. Right. So now.
Right.
Divining rods. Rodney asked about divining rods there last week, I think it was. I'm out Friday. I'm smashing the divining rods. Out at Warwick. Let's see if we can pick up some gold nuggets with divining rods.
Are we going to get a live episode?
No.
Divining?
I'll tell you what.
Out there?
No, I can't because the reception's not good enough.
Oh,
you know.
Pre-recorded.
Oh, mate, I am certain I'm finding nuggets with divining rods. I've got them in the car already. I'm fired up about it.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Warren's coming out with me.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's the pro. I mean, this guy knows what he's doing.
He will give me any direction I need.
Awesome.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Right.
So yes. So the divining rods. Yes, I'm having a good crack at the divining rods on Friday. I'm almost devoting a little bit of time to it. So Peter from last week, and this is what I mean, I don't get to a lot of these questions. Peter from last week, he followed gold in his gold pan up a drain.
Up a drain?
A drain, right? And it's like a stormwater drain, an open stormwater drain.
Yep.
Got 3/4 of the way up the drain, right, up the thingo, and the gold stopped.
Okay.
And his question to me was, how does it stop?
Yep.
Well, I would say it's shedding from up the edges there somewhere,
yep.
or it's a load of soil or gravel they've brought in to load the bottom of the drain with, and just that patch had.
It's just kind of settled out there.
You know, well, that patch had the gold in it, and nothing else has got gold in it.
Yeah.
So it could be just fill in that drain, or it's. Or there is a little reef shedding off that into that drain. Yep. So I'd be surprised if it's shedding. I would think it's more likely a loaded gravel that's been brought in.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I saw something on YouTube there where they were going up a drain.
Oh yeah.
And they were gold panning, and they hit it. There was all these people in there, and they were.
Yep.
The rush was on.
Yep. Yep.
Does that mean that just about any creek around has got the potential to hold gold?
Yes. No.
Or is it just
no?
around...
Every creek on the east coast of Australia, I believe, somewhere in it has got gold.
Yep.
Like, not potential, has gold. You will find gold in every creek. So that's how common it is. Commercial quantities, it's not that common.
No, just for light hand.
Nuggets the size of my fist aren't that common, but it's everywhere, sort of thing. Yeah. So who's this? James. James doesn't have any faith in my divining skills.
Why is that?
He says, make sure you take an ATX just in case.
I have seen it.
Oh, James.
It
may
honestly.
be my first time divining, but I'm quite confident. Apparently that's what you got to be. You got to go, no, that's going to lead me to the nuggets.
Well, maybe they might take me with them on Friday, and then I'll videotape all this going on.
Oh well, we'll see what happens. I'm confident. I'm very, very confident. So
I don't think work's going to let me go.
Yeah. Well, that is an issue. Righty, guys. 5 minutes. 5 minutes left.
Where's the detector? Here we go. Share this.
We give this away. So you need to share this stream right now.
There you go.
And tomorrow, this will go out to some lucky punter.
Yep.
Ace 200, it's a great starter machine. 2-year warranty on it.
To start your addiction.
Yes, it is.
There's
an addiction.
No going back. It is addiction.
Michael talks about South Australia and gold. There's not a lot of gold in South Australia.
Yep.
It's a bit disappointing. Yep. So, although speaking of Lassiter's, I believe Lassiter's is in South Australia.
Okay.
So, from what I can gather in my research, so you do have something to chase in South Australia. So.
But if you're at South Australia, you're almost to WA, you're almost to Kalgoorlie, you might as well go the extra mile.
Oh, yeah. It's a little bit more than a mile.
Or two. long way.
So, yes. Cameron asked a question here. Relic hunting with a non-target ID metal detector.
Non-target ID.
Cameron, I saw that question before. I know you've asked it a couple of times. What sort of machine have you got? Is it a pulse induction machine, or is it just like an old-fashioned machine that doesn't give you a number? It just gives you a noise. I want to say dig every target, but some of the old machines you could tell by the noise what it was, but you have to like dig 1,000 targets to know what that noise is.
Yep.
And you have to dig them all until you
It's a bit like a
know
PI machine, isn't it?
Yeah, what those are, sort of thing. So, sorry, dig every target, mate.
Yeah.
That's the short version. So
Brooks double shared.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
You guys are keen.
No. There was a guy on here last week that shared every 2 minutes.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, straight.
Yeah, he was keen.
Wow.
Right, so
How we going?
I'll just fire up the randomizer here, and we'll have a bit of a crack here.
Righto.
Yes, so the mahogany ship is another fantastic treasure hunting story. I'll just write this down because that's another. That's another. A mahogany ship is another.
Yep.
Another show.
Yep.
So
the other thing too is talking about mahogany ships and Spanish galleons. There's also the one in Stradbroke Island too.
That's my galleon. That one. I'm going to find that one.
Which is also supposed to be a Spanish galleon.
Yes.
Way back before the English came.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about that too, you've got.
Don't tell everyone about this. That's my galleon.
That's all. I'm not saying anything more about that. If you can get through all the taipans and the razor grass, it's all good.
It is a little out there over there, but that's my galleon. I'm going to find that galleon. That's yeah.
Just
I won't be able to keep it, but
no. That's right. Yeah.
But
they'll be after if you want.
Yeah. Yes.
Pieces of 8, all the rest of it. But on the WA coast, you've got the Portuguese, as I was saying before, you know.
Oh yeah.
And Spanish as well. So you've got a lot.
There's stacks of them.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many wrecks over there.
It's crazy.
When I get that, I'm going to make a frame for this thing, but I'll take a photo of it because it's an amazing map, and it shows the locations of them all the way up the coast.
Yeah.
Just crazy sort of thing. So
that'd be good to have.
what time is it?
It's 28 past 8.
So 2 minutes left to share.
Minutes. Yeah, get it going, guys.
Last opportunity.
There'll probably be 20 shares on Aussie. Last week there was heaps.
Yeah.
Good on you. Keep it going.
Yes. So
be in it to win it.
Yes. Right. So what else have we got here?
All right. What have we got?
Dominique got a fake one of those. I take it you're talking about the Ace 200. Yeah. It's there's a few of them around. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Watch those Chinese
eBay
machines.
There's about 1 million of them there.
Yep.
So.
And Garrett pinpointers too. The Chinese are fantastic copiers.
Unbelievable how many
copies
there are.
Crazy.
I was looking at them today. I was looking at Garrett pinpointers on eBay today. They're there for $50.
I know.
It's
beware.
They're not $50.
If they're $50, beware.
Yes.
All right.
They're not $50.
No.
So they are
not.
much more expensive than that. Right. It is 8:29, so I'm running the randomizer now.
Yep.
And we'll just get this going here. So good luck to everyone.
Good luck, folks.
We'll wait for the clock to click over, and then we'll give it a
whirl.
Give it a good whirl.
Get that crank handle going.
And I've buggered it up. I've broken it. I've broken it.
That's all right. I can fix it.
There.
We'll get it sorted.
So I just need to get that going. So it's not quite 8:30 by the clock on the. It's just clicked over now. So we'll get it running right now, and the What's going on with it? Why won't it? And it's the randomiser has picked Richard from Nambour.
Nambour?
Or is he from Ontario in Canada?
Oh, that's Ontario. That could be Canada.
Yeah. So we could have our first international machine.
Awesome.
Or it could be just going to Nambour. I'm a bit confused, but
we'll get to
I will catch up with Richard after the show. I'll send you a message, Richard.
Congratulations, mate. Awesome.
If it's going to Nambour, it'll go in the post tomorrow.
Yep.
If it's going to Ontario, I got no idea how to do that, but I will make it happen.
Oh,
so
I've done a few of these.
I think
I'll give you pointers.
I think I'll just buy one from Kellyco and get it sent. I think it's probably the short version.
Quickest.
So yes.
Yeah. Won't see it for 3 months.
Yeah, exactly. if I post it, you'll be lucky to get it. So, but yes. Awesome. Yeah, Paul says he saw an Ace for $169.
Yep.
It's a knockoff, mate.
Yeah.
It's not a real one. They're 300-ish, around that 300 mark.
The only ones you'll see that around that price are the second-hand ones that I
Could be second-hand.
Put up on my site.
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
one,
Yep.
Metal Detecting and Prospecting Gear Australia. You'll find heaps of goodies on there.
Oh, and just as a bit of an aside, I got a whole stack of, see, the green.
They are green. They're not black, they are green.
See?
Yeah.
Nugget scoops. Stacks and stacks of nugget scoops.
There you go.
In all different types.
Yep.
So if you're local, they'll be going up on the website in the next few days.
Really?
It's a sexy pink one.
Yeah.
So they're just new into the shop. What else is new into the shop? I think that's it at the moment.
That's it.
So, right guys, well that's us. It's been an hour. Thank you very much for your company. I love your support.
Good to
we
see
both do. The live views are fantastic, and the views afterwards, we really appreciate the support. It's making it all happen, and hopefully going forward we'll be able to continue giving away these amazing prizes.
Yep.
I know I've got CC Picks, who I've been a big fan of.
Yep.
Just
great quality.
they've just sent me a pick,
Yep.
a good Australian-made pick. So that'll be a giveaway coming up in the next few weeks. I'm not sure what we're doing next week yet, but stay tuned, and we'll and I'll send you an update through the week and let you know what's happening.
Yeah, good to see.
Righto, we'll see you next
Awesome.
Monday.
All right.
Good night, everyone.